we landed like 9 a.m. their time. So by the time we ended up getting to like out of the airport, through customs, it's
Hmm.
about 45. So we show up to like the hotel around 10:15. They go, "Yes, sorry, your room won't be ready till 3 p.m." And there's no such thing over there as an early check-in.
Oh.
We had to wait until 3 p.m. to check in.
Oh my God.
So they luckily were nice enough to keep our luggage there, so we didn't have to drag it all around Geneva to go see everywhere.
Oh, thank God.
So thank God. But the thing was, we just got off a 7.5 hour flight.
Yeah.
We're exhausted. At this time, it's 10 o'clock their time. It's 5 a.m. our time, So like you're a little
Yeah.
bit, you're powering through it. And like in Geneva at 10 o'clock on a Friday, there really wasn't much to do because like
Yeah.
what else is there to do like on a Friday at that time besides shopping
Yeah.
or going to the pub?
Yeah. And you guys just pounded some drinks in the air, so I'm sure you want a little bit of a break.
So we picked the ladder and we went to the
I
pubs.
take it back. Forget everything I just said. I take it all back what I just
So,
said.
dude,
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Two Man Podcast. After a long break, hopefully, you guys didn't miss us too much and think that we were done because we're not. Carl just happened to be in a different country, so we could not record, but we are back. We are better than ever. Episode 51. Carl, I miss you so much, man. How's everything going?
it's amazing. I freaking missed the hell out of you myself, my friend, dude. It's been crazy. Literally in another country, come
Yep.
back to work. It's like
Yep.
literally never left. But
I,
I missed you so much, my friend.
I miss you too. I mean, this, besides talking right before, I mean, we texted a little bit since or a little bit in Europe, but we were both so busy that this is kind of the first time we've talked in a while. So
No,
honestly, I cannot wait to catch up. There's been so many things going on. I'm sure the listeners want to hear everything that's going on too.
yeah, man, I'm excited. So I'll kind of go over what we have in this packed episode 51. I can't believe we're past 50. It's fucking incredible.
Awesome.
So excited. Also on today that we're recording, there's a lot of buzz going around about a bunch of different things that we'll be talking about.
Oh yeah.
First off, I'm going to be telling you guys about our two-man, two trips. I'll be telling you about the trip that I just got back on, a trip of a lifetime to Europe and Switzerland. Tyler will be telling you about his St. Patty's Day festivities over there in Boston. And then today, as of recording, it's Wednesday, the 26th. There
Correct.
was a lot of news dropped for Marvel for
Mhm.
Avengers Doomsday. So we will go over all of that. And then finally, we will talk a little bit about some baseball. So we're going to talk about our excitement about opening day coming around. After we talk a little bit about baseball and you guys see opening day on Thursday, we will talk a little bit about who we think is predicted to win for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah.
So we're doing our way too early predictions. So Tyler, I will start with you. We'll do a little recap of your Boston trip,
Yes.
and then I will give you my long anticipated Europe trip. So
Sounds
here.
good. Thank you for letting me go first because it would have been hard to follow up a trip to Europe, just a trip to Boston. But I obviously had a lot of fun. This is now my second or maybe third year going to Harpoon Fest. Just great, like every other year. Plenty of drinks. The tent was smaller this year instead of having a live
Oh,
stage.
really?
Yeah, which was weird. I didn't realize what they were talking about when we first got there. Because when we lined up, they were like, "Oh, there's a tent missing. I guess it's going to be smaller." I was just like, "Oh yeah, no, it's still going to be fun." Like just trying to stay positive. Like it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And we get in, it's packed, same thing as always. And we're at this one stage, which last year was the DJ stage, so there was like a smaller group. So we were there for about 15 minutes after everyone finally got in. We got our drinks. And I was like, oh, let's go to the other tent and let's go see the live band. And they're like, no, Tyler, this is the only tent. This is what I'm saying. I was like, oh, I see. So there's no other larger tent. That's just now outside. Like there is no tent. It's just like you can hang outside. But luckily, it was still a lot of fun. The live bands inside were great on the stage. It was packed, plenty of room to do everything. All the beers I tried were very delicious.
Hell
I was
yeah.
able to put some on my beer app, which was really good. Got to review a few
Oh
IPAs.
shit.
Yeah, so I had a few good ones. Can't remember off the top of my head, but we this year decided when we were at Courtney's house because she had so many stickers that we were going to play a game. Everyone got a roll of stickers, probably about 15, 20 stickers, and you had to go around and stick them on people you didn't know and not get caught. And it was like a small circular sticker. I think it was a 4-leaf clover or a 3-leaf clover, either one. And you had to go around. And it was so funny too, because everyone at the party was also already sticking other stickers that weren't those stickers on each other.
No way.
So I got there. I must have had, I knew about it, but it still looked cool. I had about 15 stickers on my back. And other people had stickers on them as well. And then walking around the party, we were there for about 5 hours. Towards the end of the night, it was hysterical because you would look around and just see people with a Shamrock sticker on their shoulder or two on the sweatshirt they had over their back, or, someone have it on their purse. There was a couple times people got caught, but everyone was a good sport. They were like, "Oh, you got my
That's
shoulder?
awesome.
Even it out. Get me on the other shoulder,"
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Music
That's
was
like
great.
the Bordy Barn here
Yes.
in Long Island, right?
Basically, yeah. Funny you say that. Courtney wants to go there really bad, and she told us that the day before St. Patrick's Day or before Harpoon Fest. And unrelated, we decided to do this game, and we were like, "Hey, Courtney, this is your Bordy Barn. That's it." Because I've never
You don't
been
have
to
to
Bordy
go.
Barn. I was like, "We don't have to go all the way out to Long Island to go to Bordy Barn. We'll have our own fun right here."
We'll bring Bordy Barn to you.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun with that. I mean, it's just always great. We had a big crew of us, about 20, 25 of us. Got to, walk around the city a little bit after to try to go into a couple bars that were obviously packed because everyone's trying to keep drinking. But it was a great time, a good St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Listen, even in Europe, I was a little bit jealous. I FaceTimed you guys. You guys were
Yes.
off your rocker.
Yep.
It was, I think for me, when you guys were drunk, it was like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock my time, and you
Mhm.
guys were still, like 1 o'clock here.
Yep.
So we're 5 hours ahead, 6 hours ahead, wherever it was. And
Yeah.
I was like, damn, you guys are wasted already, day drunk. I was like, it's nighttime by me, and I'm already wasted. Oh, this is a good time.
Yeah, no, you guys being 5 hours ahead was great. Because I remember you calling me while we were in the tent, and yeah, it was still 1, 2 o'clock, but the pregame started at 11:30, and you know how pregames go with so many people. I mean, we were playing Flip
Exactly.
Cup, and it was funny too because we were playing Flip Cup with about 15 people, and my goal this year was not to get too drunk at the pregame, which I feel like I didn't. I think others would say as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Little pat on the back, but I was like, I'm not gonna play Flip Cup. I'm just gonna kind of announce, do the countdown every time, three, two, one. But
Yep.
every time I counted down three, two, one, there was probably like 20 rounds because of how many people there were. I would just take a sip or two after each time. So it's like I was playing the game anyway. I probably went through 2 high noons while I was just standing there anyway. So it didn't work, but luckily, I did not get too drunk before I left. My goal was not to throw up. I did not throw up. So big positives, big positives. I made it home in one piece. We all made it home
Hell
happy.
yeah.
And yeah, a lot of people did say they missed you. They were asking where you were. We said we would have loved to have him there, but we know you were having fun doing, like you said, your once in a lifetime trip to Europe. So, Carl,
Yeah.
without further ado, man, I saw the pictures. It looked awesome. Let's hear all about it.
Yeah, we're gonna hear all about it. Probably R-rated versions out there. We'll keep it PG 13
Sure.
a little bit here.
Hmm.
But no, I'm just kidding. No, it wasn't that bad. It honestly was amazing and it was so great. I know you just
Hmm.
said once in a lifetime. It's something that the five of us who went literally are like, let's book it again. Like it was
Hmm.
that great. Like it was such a good trip that we're just like now that we've like been there before, now that we know, we kind of want to do it like better.
Hmm.
So like we're already planning on just like booking it again for next year, the five of
Beautiful.
us. We've already talked about it. Like so whoever else wants to hop on, feel
Hmm.
free because give us a week or two and it'll be booked again. Um but yeah, man, it was legendary, probably the greatest trip I've ever been on. Sorry for all those other trips I've ever been on with any of my other good buddies, but
What
like
the hell? Spring break 2020 meant nothing to you?
no, listen, man, like that's a great trip, but like something about going to Europe
I
and
know, I
just like
know.
um dude, like the nonstop skiing. Like
Hmm.
I think skiing is such a unique sport. It's the only sport that it's okay to drink and play. Or like, you know, like it's just ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like the culture is just like, okay, you ski. All right, you skied for an hour. Okay, let's go grab a beer.
Hmm.
Okay, grab the beer. Ah, we just got a beer 10 minutes ago. Ah, I need another beer.
Yeah.
Like skiing to like each and every like little pub that you possibly can. And then especially in Europe, it's just crazy.
Hmm.
Like the first day we were there, we went to Geneva.
Hmm.
I told you a little bit about this because a lot of us have not been to Geneva before. Again, it was my first time in Europe.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, super excited about just seeing all of Europe. So we get off the plane. First of all, have you ever been on a plane like overseas before?
Not for that long.
Let me tell you, they give you free food two times.
Oh,
So like there and back, you get free food like two meals. So like
how long's the flight?
it was like 7 hour, 7.5 there, and then it was 9 hours on the way back.
Oh
So
my
like four
God.
4 hours into this trip, they give you like a free lunch or like a free
Wow.
dinner, depending on what time it is.
Oh my
So like they
gosh.
give you an option. They're like, do you want chicken or pasta, or do you want chicken or veggie or whatever they had?
Hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, give me all the free
Of
stuff.
course.
Give you free food. And then before that, they give you complimentary drinks. So we asked, like, do you have beer? And they're like, yeah.
Oh
They're like, do
my
we have to pay for it?
gosh.
We're
Yeah.
like, no, it's complimentary. So on our way there, so our flight was at 8:45 p.m. on Thursday.
Okay.
Way there, I think and Dan slammed at least 4 or 5 beers each on our way there
Uh-huh.
in the air, so it's times two. And then Jack, I don't know how Jack finagled this, but Jack was like, "Do you have whiskey?" And they're like, "Yeah." So that Jack was getting free whiskey, like complimentary whiskey cokes on the
Oh,
whole flight too.
oh my gosh, that sounds like a dream.
Dude, it was amazing. And you're freaking in the air. The only thing is you have to pee. You have to get up and go
Oh, yeah, I didn't
pee.
even think
But I
about
was in the
that.
aisle seat, so I was chilling.
Mm.
So it was, it was great. So the flight itself was really, really cool.
Hmm.
Then, we get to Geneva. I told you the worst part about my whole trip
Hmm.
was probably lugging all of my luggage. I had a ski bag that weighed about 40 pounds and it had all my ski stuff in it that was
That's
taller than
insane.
me. And then I had my checked luggage bag that was about another 40 pounds with all like my nice going out clothes, underwear, all the
Hmm.
essentials. So I'm lugging this stuff all through the airport to get to Geneva.
Uh-huh.
So our night out in Geneva was really cool. Um, but the thing was, is we landed like 9 a.m. their time. So by the time we ended up getting to like off the out of the airport, through customs, it's
Hmm.
about 45. So we show up to like the hotel around 10:15. They go, yeah, sorry, your room won't be ready till 3 p.m. And there's no such thing over there as an early check-in.
Oh.
So we had to wait until 3 p.m. to check in.
Oh my God.
So they luckily were nice enough to keep our luggage there, so we didn't have to drag it all around Geneva to go see everywhere.
Oh, thank God.
So thank God. But the thing was, we just got off a 7.5 hour flight.
Yeah.
We're exhausted. At this time, it's 10 o'clock their time. It's 5 a.m. our time, so like you're a little
Yeah.
bit, you're powering through it. And like in Geneva at 10 o'clock on a Friday, there really wasn't much to do because like
Yeah.
what else is there to do like on a Friday at that time besides shopping
Yeah.
or going to the pub?
Yeah. And you guys just pounded some drinks in the air, so I'm sure you went a little bit of a break.
So we picked the ladder and we went to the
I
pubs.
take it back. Forget everything I just said. I take it all back what I just
So,
said.
dude, it was like 10 a.m. and we just literally we walked around a
Hmm.
little bit. We saw they had this really big fountain there in Geneva that's really pretty.
Yeah.
We walked around the coastline and it was a little bit chilly and we're like, all right, we need to go in somewhere. So what did we do? We grabbed food somewhere real quick.
Hmm.
Grab a little like pasta. It's they speak only French there, which I didn't know about going to Switzerland.
Oh,
So
didn't know
uh
that.
learned how to say thank you, which is merci. And every time I said
Messy.
it, I kept thinking of, Messi, the great.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
and but I was like, Messi, thank you. And
Yeah.
thankfully a lot of them speak English too. It's like because they get a lot of, people visiting and just Europe in general, a lot of people speak English just because nobody else, all the Americans and English people don't want to speak any other language. So
Fair. I had a similar problem when I went to Canada with the gang.
Yep.
There was
Hmm.
like it was like the same thing. Like a lot of people did speak French, but there was also a lot of people who spoke English as well because it's a big tourist
Yeah.
attraction town
I
slash
gotta
city.
thank I gotta thank those people that actually learned English because we would have been
Yes.
lost.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my trusty Google Translate out, asked where the bathroom was a couple of times, which was really funny.
That's all you need to know. Where's the bathroom? Where's food? Thank you, hello,
Thank
goodbye,
you. Yeah,
everything like that.
thank you.
Messy,
Bonjour
messy.
and thank you. That's all I
Yes,
need to know.
yes.
Merci. I was like, bonjour, thank you. I was like, merci.
Yes.
And but yeah, so literally just from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock, hopping from pub to pub playing darts. Like we would just find a dartboard, play darts for like an hour, just talk about life. And it was good too because like I see Jack and Dan pretty often, but I
Hmm.
haven't seen Rot and Diane or whoa,
Wow.
and Ryan in a really long time.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it's good to kind of just catch up and talk to them. We went out in Geneva that night. So we got to the hotel finally. We took a little power nap, showered, and then we went right back out. We went shopping a little bit. I shopped a lot of great chocolate Swiss brought home for the family. So got
Hey.
some for you, Tyler. Didn't forget about you.
Hey, thank you. I'll be looking in my mailbox.
Yes, once I get to a postal office, it'll be on your way.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so got some Swiss chocolates for a lot of people.
Thank you.
Um, And then finally, we went out that night to some, pub, and it was actually really funny. Like we were in Switzerland. We thought a lot of people were gonna be speaking French, even like the singers. All the music is just American music, man. Like I was very, very surprised. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Uh Literally just playing freaking Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter, then you get
Beautiful.
like, the classic like rock, Sweet Caroline, like all
Yeah.
that music. And then we actually went to a live band, and because it was St. Patty's Day, they had an Irish jig band. So
Oh,
they're playing
wow.
those Irish bangers that we know.
Yeah.
The Rutland Bog they played, I went crazy when they played the Rutland Bog live. It
Dude,
was
that I can't even imagine. They played it live too, but obviously we were in Boston for St. Patrick's Day weekend,
yeah.
but not the same. But it's funny you mentioned that. Sorry to cut you off. Like them playing like Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter, like all our music. I know they try to like learn English because they know maybe a lot of tourists go over there and stuff. But I find it funny too because like when I was watching last year's Olympics in
Yeah.
France and there was the men's basketball games and you would hear like Fiend in the background or you would
Yeah.
hear like all our music and I know these artists here aren't just you know making music for our country, they're global, but still I find it so funny that it's like that's how big their music is like they don't have really their own kind of guys.
Yeah, I would say like our music as opposed to like I guess other cultural. I don't think they follow our sports as much because they have their own sports and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But like you would turn on like sports and you would see rugby, you would see
Hmm.
like golf, you would see tennis. You wouldn't really see like football or basketball or
Hmm.
baseball like what we're used to seeing. It was
Yeah.
a lot of just like those sports, but music was 100% taken over by like America, which
Yeah.
I thought was very surprising. I mean, because I mean, even as Americans, we also listen to, like Hispanic music. I'll listen to the occasional folk music, but like
Fair.
as as to like, American music that we listen to all the time, it was very much so just like American like pop music that you would just hear in random bars and stuff. And it was fun because, you kind of felt at home a little bit, even though you were in like a foreign place.
That's fair. And how was the food and the drinks? Like, did they have their own kind of beer or anything like that?
Yeah, we tried to like, when we went to each like pub, we tried to like
Hmm.
try their own like different local beers. The Swiss
Hmm.
beer was really good.
Nice.
A couple of times we just stuck to the regular Guinness. I mean, I feel like the Guinness over there tastes a lot different because
Absolutely.
as opposed to here, it's not imported or whatever. Just a lot, even like the food and drinks, everything felt a little bit like, I don't know, like lighter,
Not
like not as,
Americanized and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
less processed for sure.
I I gotta say though, my system was like really wrecked though. It could not take the not processed food. Like I had to go to the bathroom multiple times the days I was there. It was like a joke. I was like, what is going on
Yeah.
here? Like it was crazy. But first night in Geneva was great, and I just cannot stress like how great when we finally went to the mountain it was. We
Mm.
had to again lug all our freaking luggage back to the
Oh
airport,
my
which
God, that's
sucked.
right. That's
So back
right.
back on public transport, we had
Whew.
to be at the airport. at like 8 o'clock in the morning, so we had to
Hmm.
wake up at like 6:37 to like get out in time. And we got there, and they actually put us on an earlier shuttle because we got there so early. So we ended up getting to the mountain early. So it
Hmm.
takes us like 2.5 hours to like cross the border to France because we were in Switzerland, but the our like resort was in France, so you had to
Hmm.
cross the border, go to France. Um, so once we get up there too, nobody really kind of knows where to go. Like there wasn't anybody like giving directions. So we
Nice.
finally make it we have to drag our luggage across the snow because now we're literally on a mountain with and it just snowed the night.
Bruh. Yeah.
Yeah, so dragging our shit through the snow. We get to like the check-in desk and it's like 12 o'clock and they're like, you have to wait till 2.
Oh my God.
We're like, ah.
Back
So
to a
luckily
pub.
luckily we were all freaking hungry and there was a restaurant right across from the check-in. So we just hung out there,
Mm.
food. Obviously, I got a margarita.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
and then we're like, okay, like let's grab food and like some of us stay here, watch our stuff, and like the rest of us check in. So we all got these like bracelets. So these
Nice.
bracelets like doubled as like your like pass to get into because it was a festival too.
Mm.
So all the events that Snowbox was putting out. And then you could also put money on here, and it was like cashless. So I could put like 200, I put 250 euros on here, and instead of having to whip out my credit card, I could just go like this, and I could pay for any beer or whatever I
That's
needed.
the most dangerous thing I've heard about in my entire life.
It was very dangerous. Luckily, I only put 250 euros on there, so once it was got done, it was done.
Fair.
And then I just used my credit card. Still paid for everything,
I was
but
about to
like,
say, then you're still just paying more.
yeah. So it was great too. So the greatest thing about this trip probably was the beer that I found out about. It's called Jubel. They do not have it in the States,
Mm.
but let me tell you, it is the best beer I think I've ever had.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's some high claims
high
right there.
praise. And
Yeah.
I want to be sponsored by Jubel. I met the CEO of Jubel while I was drunk at a bar, and I
Really?
really, really would like him to
Holy.
sponsor this video. So I'm going to clip this and I'm going to send it to you because thank you guys so much. But
Yeah.
basically it's like a peach infused beer.
Wow.
And it's like the most refreshing thing like I've ever had.
Hmm.
It literally doesn't even taste like beer. It tastes like you're drinking like a peach iced tea, but beer form.
That,
And
yeah.
it is so yummy. Like I really cannot express it, but like we literally just lived off of Jubals like the whole trip. And it was great is when we went to check in, they gave you free Jubals. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Like, am I gonna like it? I thought it was gonna be like an IPA. Normally, I'm not really a big
Yeah,
IPA
yeah.
person. So I opened it up and I had the first couple of sips and I was like, I'm not drinking anything else. So I was like,
Yeah.
this is the only beer I'm having the whole trip.
Peach
And
infused is very delicious.
so good, dude. So good. And besides like the couple of Guinnesses I had, maybe a couple of bars we went out, I was only ordering Jubals like the whole time. It
It's
was
probably like their Bud Light. Like, is it like pretty like light for the most part?
it's pretty light. It's like
Yeah.
and it's not like too much alcohol. It's only like 4%, so like your average.
So yeah, gotcha.
But like it was just so good. And it was something you could have like all day. It wasn't like something you had to worry about like having too much of. Like if you have a high noon, you have like 10 high noons or you're gonna be off your ass.
Yeah.
Like I have 10 Jubals throughout the day. Like I'll be a good buzz. Like I'll be drunk, but like I won't be like you gotta take me home drunk.
Yeah, and if you have like 10 Guinnesses, you're just like stuffed because it's like
Yeah,
kind of heavy.
yeah. It's literally just like sits in your gut and you're like, ah,
Exactly.
do
Yes.
this.
That's awesome. Yeah, hopefully the CEO listens because I would love to try it myself. Big shout
Yeah,
out to you if you are listening.
I'm gonna send this to the CEO and we're gonna get sponsored. Next thing you know, Jubal will be here in the United States.
Yeah,
But
Carla may have some room right behind us. Jubal fridges stocked up. You
that's
got
what
us,
I'm
man.
saying. I'm trying to get into the United States. I'm trying. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
I'd love it.
But yeah, so we check in, we wait a couple of we all get our IDs, we go back, and then finally our room is ready. We go to the room. And our room, I cannot explain this to you, was in the best possible spot ever. My only complaint was it was a shoebox and there was five of us.
Oh,
One bed, there was two futons and a pullout. And Jack pulled out the bed and didn't know that there was a box spring underneath it, so he just put the mattress on the floor. So for the first 2 nights, he slept like on a mattress on the floor, and it was like the
interesting.
most uncomfortable thing ever. So
Yeah.
then after 2 nights, he was like, "I can't do this anymore. My back's killing me." So then I did it, and then I was like, "This is really uncomfortable." And then the next night, I realized it was a box spring, and then the next 2 nights, I was like, "This is the most comfortable thing ever." It's like you're an idiot, Jack.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Why take it off the pullout? That's kind of
I
crazy.
I don't know. I
I
don't know
didn't even
why.
know that, I didn't even know they came off most of those mattresses.
Yeah, I really don't know what he did.
Yeah.
But the room was so small, like we had nowhere else to put like our luggage. So
Hmm.
like literally like besides Dot and Ryan, they put their luggage like in the room. Like and
Hmm.
again, the room was small. And the our room, just me, Jack, and Dan's luggage was just like open like the whole time, just like on the floor. You had to
Nice.
like if you had to try and like step over to go to the balcony, you had to step over like five pieces of like luggage
You're
just to
playing like
get there.
hopscotch, basically.
Yeah, but our view was amazing. Like you look right out, you see the Avoriaz sign, you see the mountains. It
Hmm.
sucked. The first couple of days we were there, it was just straight fog.
Mm.
Like when we went actually skiing, it was like the scariest shit ever because the first day we went skiing, it was like complete fog.
Oh
And
man.
the best way I can explain this type of skiing was I was on a treadmill looking at a white wall, not knowing what was coming in front of me with a chance of death.
Yeah.
I was like scared I was gonna fall off the mountain. So like
You're
me
on a
and Jack,
treadmill?
that's what it felt like
Oh, I
because
see.
you couldn't see anything. Like you're moving, right? Like so you're going like a certain amount of speed, right? But
Oh,
like
I
you
see.
don't see anything in front of you.
Gotcha.
Like that's what it was like because the fog was so thick.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I thought you were like working out while on vacation. I was like, oh, you were there for fun, man.
No, no, no,
Gotcha.
no.
Gotcha.
Like
Never
I'm
mind.
skiing on the mountain, and it
I
literally the best way to describe it was like had no idea where you were going. It's
I
like
see.
it was just like you were on treads.
Gotcha. I see. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah,
Good.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
But that second day when we went up there, it was gorgeous. Like literally like breathtaking. Like pictures can't describe how amazing it was.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And the craziest part about it was we were there for 5 days and it was so cheap. Like you go to ski one day here, like at a Vermont mountain, and even like a New York mountain, it costs you like $180 to $200 for one
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
It costs us $200 for 5 days.
Oh man, that's a steal.
It's an absolute steal. The only thing that sucks is you got to pay the $800 like flight to just get there for a round trip.
Obviously. Yeah. Yeah.
Know? But besides that, if you get over like that price, like it's so much cheaper to just go there, you
Yeah.
know?
That's one of my biggest complaints usually when people ask me to like ski around here, like in the States. They're like, "Oh, we'll go for the weekend," and I was like, "Well, I have to rent gear. I know that's over $100, and each day is like over $100 as well for the pass."
Yep,
So I was just like, I don't know, for something I barely know how to do, I don't know if I want to spend hundreds of dollars. So, but
exactly.
that's a steal. It sounds like for sure,
Yeah,
especially if
it
you
was
guys all know how. You guys all seem pretty experienced.
yeah, and what was great too is like, Ryan, Dot, Dan, and Jack and myself, we're all like pretty much around the same level of like,
Hmm.
skiing and like Dan snowboards. So like
Yeah,
we really didn't have to wait for either one of us. So like it was just great, like just shredding it, like and then the best part too was like we started like every morning pretty early around like 9 or 10
hmm.
a.m. and we'd ski to like 4 or 5, so we got some good like skiing in, and
Beautiful.
then we would just ski right up to what they called the Apres at La Folla Duce. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think I gave it my best shot,
Better than me, man. Sounds great.
but it was like an outdoor club. I think I FaceTimed you a couple of times from there.
Yeah.
There's a balcony.
Yes.
They're just playing house music,
Mm.
EDM, and that's where the Jubel was, and it was
Beautiful.
great. Like you
Awesome.
literally just come down the mountain, you ski down the mountain, and you ski literally right through the gates. You
Hmm.
take off your ski shit, and you just go right to the Apres.
Wow.
It's just a party from like 4 o'clock, or it starts at 3, from 3 to 6 p.m. It's just
Hmm.
straight house music and drinking, and everybody's just on the same vibes.
Yes. And you don't
I'm
even you don't
drunk.
I was about to say, and you don't even have to like drive home. You're just all right,
Oh,
party's over, skis back on, I'll finish up.
that's what the best thing was. I mean, a couple of the times we went, we did like because our hotel was here, and then the Prees was right behind our hotel.
Oh, okay.
We would like ski past, go to our hotel, take our ski stuff off,
Oh, even better.
and just go back to the Prees. It was like the best. Like it was just so easy and so convenient.
Yeah,
Um,
that yeah,
y-
you and Dan FaceTime me a couple of times. You and Dan left
yes,
me a lovely FaceTime video message. I didn't even know that was a thing because I was at work when you guys called me, but I appreciated that big time. So, and you told me you could leave video
that video was
messages.
so funny. That
Yeah,
video was so funny. I actually forgot we sent that to you.
yeah,
It's when you
that
sent it to us. Oh, that was so great.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Apple, for allowing us to leave a video mail instead of a
Yeah, I
voice.
saw I had a missed call from you, and then I saw I had a message from you on FaceTime, and I clicked on it, and it's like a 15-second video, and it's just you and Dan at this outdoor concert, just screaming, and
Yeah.
dancing and having a good time. So it definitely looked like a fun time. I definitely had a little FOMO because that looked like a fun time.
Yeah, man, it was awesome, dude. And like the amount of people like we met, like I thought we were gonna meet a lot of, I guess, like, French and, people who lived in Switzerland.
Hmm.
I thought we were definitely gonna meet some like English people, but like majority of the friends that we made were from like England. So either from like Northern England, London.
Hmm.
Um, we even actually did a bottomless brunch that we signed up for,
Mm.
and they actually paired us with some girls from Malta. I
Uh,
had no idea where Malta was, but this was like the best, one of the best days of our trip. It was so funny. Ryan came up with like the best saying that I think I've ever heard is some of my best days have started with mimosas.
yeah. Put that thing on a t-shirt right now, because yeah,
Put
absolutely.
that on a t-shirt, the Two Man Podcast. It was great. Shout out to Beans on Toast. That was the name of the
Oh,
team that we made.
oh, that's fun.
So they basically like paired us up into the teams, and it was kind of like a lost thing where you had to vote people off the island, like so out of
Okay.
club. I mean, you didn't have to leave, but
Yeah.
like they like there was like 12 or 13 teams, and there was like three traitorous teams, and
Hmm.
like you had to at the end of each round you had to like decipher from some stuff and get a gauge and see
Hmm.
who like the traitors were.
Yeah.
And so we created a name, and the first thing that came to Ryan's mind was beans on toast.
That's a great name choice. Guy was on a heater.
He was on a heater, man. He was on a heater, and I gotta say, like, we literally were the most hated group, but somehow we made it to the final four.
Oh,
It was incredible. I don't know how we did it, but they kept on wanting to vote us out. Like we kept getting like two or three votes each time, but
yeah.
somehow we kept on like bribing our way out. I kept being like, "We'll give you this bottle, this champagne bottle, even though it's bottomless. Everybody's getting bottles. I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
bribe the people." And I was like, "Would I be bribing you if it wasn't us?" And they're like, "Yes." And I was like, "Ah, it's
Dude,
probably gonna get kicked off."
that's so funny. I would have absolutely loved that. Usually the teams that I hated the most too kind of deflect everyone else, so they might want to keep you around a little longer too.
Yeah, no, exactly, exactly. We met some amazing people from Malta. The girls there were great. We had such a great time.
Hmm.
And then we ended up going to the praise with them later and just like hanging out with them for the rest of the night. And then we ended up just hanging out and seeing the same people. We had our lovely English friends with us who they were basically like part of our group. We were going out to dinner with them the rest of the weekend,
Sure.
having a good time. It was great, man. Just the people we met. We met this Irish guy named Mike, which is funny because we have
Cacho?
an Irish friend named Mike.
Yeah, Cacho
Talking
was
to
there.
Scotch. No, well, no, he wasn't Irish. He was I think he was from London, but he spoke in such a thick accent that I was
A
like,
lot of them all sound the same to me,
yeah.
honestly.
No, it was great, man. And then he wanted us to do the Swiss wall with him, which was fucking crazy.
What is the?
So it's one of the hardest ski slopes in all of Europe. It's literally a 90-degree angle all the way down
Nope,
with just
nope.
a bunch of bumps and mo what they call moguls. I was like, yeah, man, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, did anyone do it?
Um, the guy Mike did multiple
Oh,
times.
Jesus.
We didn't do it. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's our like one of our second to last day here. Like, I'm not trying to get hurt.
I was just about to say, I'm glad that you are home in one piece. Um,
Yeah.
did anyone take a decent tumble of the group of the five of you?
You know what's I had a pretty big fall like the first day
Mhm.
because I couldn't see where I was going and my like
Yeah,
ski got like caught in powder, but like it wasn't a bad fall. I just like
gotcha.
caught me off guard, so it knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah,
Jack probably had the worst fall, but it was like his own idiocy.
yeah,
Like, um, it was really funny because he's such a big dude,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
he felt hard.
yeah.
Uh,
It's like a tree
there
falling
was
in the forest.
yeah, literally. So we had this terrain park that we were going down all the time, and it was like our last day there, and it goes terrain park closed, and it was the warmest day of the week there.
Hmm.
So a lot of the snow was starting to melt. So even though there was a lot of snow, there were some
Hmm.
parts like that were like starting to come off. So we go to the train park and it's closed, and they're like, no, let's still go anyway. Jack's like, come on, let's just do it anyway. So we go past where it says do not go. We went underneath the thing and we went anyway.
Smart. All right. Yeah.
Not have done it. So we go, and there's this first jump where it's like a wood park bench, like a wood park bench that like it goes up and you're supposed to like grind on the wood park bench. All the other times we did it, it had snow on it.
Mm.
But they closed it because there was no freaking snow on any of the jumps. So Jack's like, "You think it's still good to hit?" And Dan goes, "Yeah, I think it's fine." And Dan was wearing a GoPro, so I really hope he caught this on
Oh,
video, the whole
please.
conversation.
Please.
So he goes, "Okay." So Jack goes, he hits he hits the like the slope, but his skis stick and his body goes forward, but his things stay, and he just falls literally just flat on his like face and shoulder and like rolls like 20 feet down the mountain.
Yeah,
And
I need that clip has to be in existence.
dude, it was
Please.
literally the funniest thing. I missed the actual thing. This is just from what they told me.
Mm.
Because I come down and I was waiting for like Dot and them to go, and I see Jack like literally just like on the floor, and I see Dan like with his feet in the air, just like laughing like so hard because he bailed out when he saw Jack like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like fell really hard.
Of course.
And I go, "What happened here?" And Jack's like, like one ski's like halfway up by where the jump was, the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
ski
yeah.
on the hill. It was so funny, man. Luckily, he didn't get really hurt, but that was probably the worst fall out of everybody.
Yeah, that's yeah. I hopefully there is a clip of you guys cutting underneath the conversation of you saying, "Yeah, it's probably still fine to hit," and then just bang, Jack hitting it and tumbling. I hope that exists because that could go viral anywhere if
It
that
would
thing
literally,
gets put together.
it would literally be the funniest thing ever. I think Dan said he's gonna go through his GoPro footage when he gets a chance because
Hmm.
it's a lot to sort through. Because he only
Yeah,
used it one day, but like it's
picked a
like
good
hours of
day.
footage, you
Picked a
know.
good day.
It's a great day. I mean, what was great about the weather was the first 2 days it was like cold because it was like foggy and we had just gotten snow before then. And then the last 3 days we skied in sweatshirts. It was so warm,
Oh, nice.
like 40 to 50 degrees. I could have probably skied with like a short, like a short sleeve on. But
Hmm.
like when you get to the top and you're like actually skiing and going fast, you get cold. So you kind
Hmm.
of just need that extra layer. But dude, it was absolutely incredible. We got dinner a couple of nights. I mean, a little expensive here and there, but you know,
Yeah,
it's vacation. It was a good time. Literally, dude, I could freaking talk like another 10 hours about this trip. Like
yeah.
this whole episode could be that.
This episode
Um,
might have to be three separate episodes of you talking about it because I'm loving all these stories for sure.
yeah, and we went to a hot tub, bro.
Beautiful.
They had an indoor rock climbing wall that you could jump into a pool.
Oh my
Like
God.
it was
Jeez.
cool. And we hit all of it, dude. We did every
Yeah.
last thing. Yeah.
I'm
We went to the main stage a couple of times. We didn't go every night, but the
yeah.
last time we went, we got into the front row.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you're I don't know if you're familiar with who Becky Hill is, not to be confused with Brecky Hill, who is that like TikTok famous girl. But
Okay.
Becky Hill, she does the song called Afterglow, which was a
Okay.
song on my Insta. I don't know if you heard the song, but
Maybe. I don't know.
it's like a popular EDM song. But
Okay.
we went to the Apres with our group, the girls from Malta, and then our friends from England, and we literally all just partied on elevated surfaces and just got into a trance with Becky. Like I'm telling you, like my soul was out of my body drinking Jubel.
Yeah,
It was
what's it called?
absolutely amazing. It's called Afterglow by Becky
Becky.
Hill.
Oh, I see it. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get
We don't want to get copyrighted. No,
copyright.
no, no
Can't
copyright.
afford that.
Can't afford that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm really jealous. I'm honestly shocked after hearing all these stories that you came back. I would have just kept staying there for a long time. I mean, I'm sure when you did come back, you wanted to crash immediately.
Oh,
Like that plane
dude.
ride home, you were probably dead between the lugging of the suitcases of 45 pounds each, the nonstop skiing. I know I'm sure you were eating and drinking a lot, but boy, I probably would have lost 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, dude, like I actually so I like slept because we had to wake up. What's the thing that sucked was we were there our last night our we had to wake up at like 5 o'clock because we needed to be at the shuttle stop by like 6:30. We had to finish cleaning up the whole apartment and stuff.
Mhm,
We didn't we kept joking saying we were gonna stay up all night and like do whatever, but like we were all just so shot from like a
mhm.
long day of skiing, drinking, eating.
Absolutely.
it was like 1 in the morning. We're like, all right, let's go back. Even if we didn't go to sleep, like we're like, let's just lay down. We all ended up like sleeping for like 3 or 4 hours. We
Hmm.
wake up at like 5 o'clock to clean up the whole place, and then we hopped on the shuttle at like 6:37, and then it was like a 2 hour ride back down. I think everybody on that shuttle, it wasn't just the five of us. There was like
Hmm.
another like 10 people, all knocked.
I
Like
imagine.
not one person did not sleep on that thing all the way down. So we slept 2 hours there, and then on the flight back, I slept. I tried not to sleep too long because I didn't want my sleep schedule to get messed up because we were coming
Hmm.
back like 3 o'clock, like our time. So
Fair.
I slept for like another 3 hours, and then when I came home, I went out to dinner with the fam, and then I slept from literally like 8 p.m. till like 10 a.m. the next morning.
I imagine. Yeah.
It was a long time because I needed just some sleep.
Got to catch up. Yeah, well, that's great, and I'm sure there's so many more stories to tell that I need to hear about. I'm sure some behind the cameras too, which I'm
Oh
also
yeah,
looking forward to hearing about.
definitely, man. Like, there's so many great stories. Shout out to all the friends we met, like
Mhm.
Stephanie, Becca, Molly, Mike. There was another guy named not our Dan, but another Dan, an Irish lad.
Of
Just
course, Irish lad.
yeah, a lot of great people that we met over there, and definitely some connections that we're gonna have forever. I know I will.
Yeah,
So
maybe
go
you
to
guys can book another
Snowbox
trip all
26.
together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm trying to go to Malta. I've never been.
Hey,
So
you,
whoever wants to come to Malta with me,
hey,
I'm there.
you go there. Go to the motherland. Go see a little bit of.
Yeah, what's cool is like you could take a flight from like Sicily to Malta. So I'm trying to do that.
There you go. There you go. You could head back home.
Yeah, try to head back home to the motherland.
Exactly, man. But plenty of great stories. You missed a lot.
I did. I did
But
miss a lot.
yeah, you missed a lot of things we still have to catch up on after. But one thing you were here for to kind of transition into our next topic a little bit is only a couple hours ago was the announcement of most of the cast for Avengers Doomsday, which
I'm
just
so
finished
hyped.
up. Which honestly, there was mixed reviews on how the announcement was made. You didn't get to see it live because obviously you were working. And for anyone who didn't see it, how it worked was they had a live stream on social media. The first chair, just a generic actors, actresses chair went down, and the back said Chris Hemsworth, and that's all it showed. And then it was about 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden you heard someone walk up from behind the camera, and the camera moved back, and you see Chris Hemsworth's chairs kind of in the distance, blurred out, and then the next chair. And then all of a sudden, another 15 minutes would go by. You would hear some music, like a theme music for whatever character was coming, and then the next chair. And that went on for 4.5 hours.
That's crazy. Why? So now my thing about that is why didn't they just like do that within like an hour span? Why four
Yes,
hours?
4.5 hours is kind of crazy because I think when everything was said and done, I believe there was 27 names announced because it was literally no joke. Every 13 to 15 minutes, a new name was announced. It would be like dead silent. You would hear like theme music. Like for example, when they announced Channing Tatum's coming back as Gambit, you heard the music from when he walked in Deadpool and
That's
Wolverine,
hype.
and then it cuts and it says Channing Tatum. And it was really cool because it has definitely left a lot of questions of what the hell is going to go on in this movie. I mean, there's some current Fantastic Four members, there's some old X-Men members, there's, old Avengers, current Avengers, and obviously it ends with RDJ sits in his chair, because he was announced as Doctor Doom. So it was a lot of people called it a fumble. I think they said 5 million people viewed it at points. It hit a high. So listen, you call it a fumble, you're all going to be there opening weekend selling it and probably breaking every box office record. Because the
Bro,
cast, if this is it, it's still great. They left out some names. I doubt that's everybody, but if it is, it's still going to be amazing.
I'm there day one, man. I'm there
Absolutely.
day one, probably twice. I'm probably gonna see it day one 2 times.
Yeah, I believe it. And hey, look at this. As I'm looking at my phone, maybe breaking news. Not a maybe a rumor, but it says Marvel Studios isn't feeling finished revealing the cast. So look at that. Look at that. If that's not a rumor, they're not done. There's more to be had because obviously the big misses that weren't there. Captain Marvel Hulk, Mark
Oh yeah,
Ruffalo.
Brie Larson.
No Brie Larson, no Mark Ruffalo,
No Mark Ruffalo.
none of the Spider-Men, none of them. No Ryan Reynolds, no Hugh Jackman, no,
Oh shit.
yeah, Chris Evans. There was rumors about if he's in this movie, but I think we talk about it all the time. They have to leave stuff for the movie and
You
the
gotta leave stuff
trailers,
in the movies.
and you cannot announce some things. They announced some goats, um, Professor X, and they're gonna have Magneto. The OGs come back, but still,
I think you're so right though, because like, I think they've learned from their mistakes. I think they've learned that you can use spoiling in a way to get people in seats. So
mhm.
now you spoil that like Patrick Stewart and those are like what's his name? The guy that played Beast, Grimer,
Oh,
um
the one who's playing Beast right now,
the
Kelsey Grammer, I
Kelsey
think it is.
Grammer, yeah,
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer, and then you got Ian McKellen.
Yes.
You got those guys, like those are gonna get those old school 2000 lovers of the X-Men in seats to watch.
Yes.
Right? But now, what if like you got like, Jessica Alba, the old Mrs. Invisible Woman,
Yeah.
Mrs. Fantastic, like you have those people that you didn't like name, or you have Chris Evans, you have
Hmm.
like people you didn't announce pop up.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get that reaction. Um,
Absolutely.
obviously Tom Holland's gonna be in the movie. I think it was already announced, but he wasn't announced in that cast.
Yes.
So like you said, there's gonna be people they didn't announce
Yeah.
that are gonna be in it.
And I think they had to strategically do it too, because I mean, it was also kind of so long because obviously you had like Chris Hemsworth, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn. You had some cool guys, and all of a sudden it would be like the guy who plays, John Walker. Like
Yeah.
it was like, all right, or the actress who plays Ghost, and nothing against the actor or actress. It's just those characters. I'm just like, you
Those
have
aren't
Thor, and then you have Ghost. You
they're not,
know,
they're not as big household names.
yeah, I'm waiting 15 minutes for you to move the camera so I can see Ghost is back. Like,
Yeah.
not a huge deal. So I think there'll be another announcement, or they'll just wait for the trailer to show everyone in it. Because believe it or not, we are about a year away from that movie, which is crazy.
Crazy, man. It's gonna be May, like so soon, and we're
Yeah.
gonna see Thunderbolts. It's gonna
Yep.
bring us hype for that.
Yep.
Um, but I like how they did it in a way. I
Hmm.
mean, personally, I wasn't the one following it that long
It was
because I
yeah.
was at work. I
Hmm.
feel bad for the people that were sitting there at their TV screens for the past 4 hours just watching the back of a chair.
Yeah.
Uh, really do. I think I
Yep.
think they could have done it in a better way, but like
Yes.
um, the talk about how they extended it and the talk about the people they announced is
Yep.
gonna bring hype.
Oh
Just
yeah.
like a couple of weeks ago when they announced those leaked photos, we didn't talk about that.
No,
But
you're right.
I don't know if you saw those leaked
Yep.
photos, but apparently saw something that said that those weren't actually leaked because apparently they were public knowledge up until the guy posted them on Instagram. You could have went
Hmm.
online and you could have like searched them, but I think Marvel purposely was like, "Oh, it's a leak," and they erased them so that people wouldn't see the concept arts.
Possible.
So again, I think that's a good strategic move because now like a public knowledge like concept art as opposed to a leak concept art,
Hmm.
it's a lot better because now you have more people interested to see what it was.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. And you're going to have people talking about, is it real? Was it a marketing scheme for them to get a feeler if people are going to like it or not? Because obviously the announcement today was now it's in production, whether it just started within the last week, whether it started a couple weeks ago, who knows? But now it says it's officially in production, and the budget for this movie has to be at an all-time high with some of the members they announced, whether they're small roles or big roles. I mean, to get the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Avengers all on one screen together, it's a comic book fan's dream.
dude, it's like, and it's just like a people who like action movies. It's just an
Yeah.
action movie fan's dream. People have been watching these movies for years,
Yeah.
man. Over almost 20 years. That's like our lifespan.
Yeah.
Like we're 25, like I'm about to be 26 years old,
Yeah.
Or like that's somebody's like that's their lifespan. Like
Literally. Like
that's
just remember
crazy.
how hype it was like in Infinity War, because that was like the real first real big team up. Especially because you
Yep.
had now Guardians of the Galaxy getting introduced and Black Panther, you had different planets and worlds and everything interconnecting to fight Thanos. Now this is different franchises coming together who have
Yeah.
been built for years before Marvel even came around. So honestly, like I don't want to get too excited because, Patrick Stewart has come back in the past. They kind of butchered that movie, but
Yeah.
I mean, just to hear that alone, I was pretty excited with this announcement today.
Me too, man. Hearing that, also too, somebody who's only played them once, like hearing that Channing Tatum's coming back,
Yeah.
like he was so good in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like
Hmm.
I just wanted to see more of him. So
Yeah.
very excited to see that he's coming back as well.
Yeah.
Um, a couple of the other like big names that I was happy to see was, um, besides Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. We talked about how
Yep.
he's old as crap, and like he's
Yeah.
coming back and making this
He
movie.
he's got to get those scenes done quickly. He's
Yeah,
got to get there because yeah, he is a goat for sure. So we need to see him
for
in there.
sure.
So you all appreciate this. I saw a tweet that I thought was perfect. Someone called this the MCU Royal Rumble, the announcement today, and it literally was because in the Royal Rumble in WWE, it's like every 5 minutes, another countdown, another wrestler gets introduced. It was the
That's
same thing for
amazing.
this announcement.
That's amazing. Wait, you know who I just realized wasn't in this movie?
Hmm.
Freaking Chris Pratt. I didn't see his name announced.
No Chris Pratt, no Guardians of the Galaxy
No
members.
Guardians. No Bradley Cooper.
Nope, no Elizabeth Olsen, which was people were
Yeah,
very upset about too.
yeah.
Yeah, there was some misses in there for sure.
There's
And
some
it's funny
snubs, bro.
because they like spoiled a little bit of Thunderbolts, which was an interesting move. They said Sentry's going to be in it, but
Yeah.
he's in. So again, if that rumor's true, there's more to be announced. Maybe they'll have another announcement thing that takes 5 hours. Who knows?
If they
No,
have another one that lasts 5 hours, I don't know if I can handle it.
dude, no Charlie Cox. If you wanted to say with Daredevil, no Charlie Cox.
Oh my God. No
Yeah,
Charlie Cox.
I know. I just saw your shirt again. That show's going on right now. No Charlie Cox. I mean, I don't think it was a fumble what they did because it's not like they said, "Hey, we're having a huge event like at a Comic-Con or something like that." This came out of basically nowhere to my knowledge. I didn't know about
Yeah.
it till Joey said something in our group chat.
Well, I mean, they have CinemaCon coming this month,
Yeah.
which is like, but that's only for movies coming out this year. So like that, I don't understand why. I don't know. I guess they're just trying to take some. I don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know what they're trying to do here. But I'm hyped because it's in production and it's
Hmm.
gonna be legendary. But real quick, before we move on to our next topic, which I'm so excited for,
Yeah.
quick Daredevil recap.
Yes.
Where about 6 episodes in, I think a
Hmm.
total of 5 weeks into them
Yep.
actually starting it off,
Yep.
and I think every episode has been absolutely amazing.
Yep.
The one complaint I've been seeing people have is he's not in the Daredevil suit enough,
Hmm.
and I say I don't care.
Nope.
I don't know how you feel about that.
I had no complaints with that at all because even though he's not in the Daredevil suit, there has been still plenty of action
Yeah,
in every episode. So many action sequences, and I like the little parallels they're doing between Kingpin and Matt Murdock because
I
I'll
love it,
call him
man. I
as the
love it.
lawyer because it's like they're both mean well, and I'm kind of more shocked about Kingpin. Is like they're
Yeah,
both trying to make a difference and stay I guess, as better citizens, even though, Daredevil is a nice vigilante.
yep.
But I thought Kingpin would have, cracked a long time ago, but he still is the mayor. He's staying clean until kind of last
Yeah,
episode. No
yeah. He just
spoilers.
cracked. I
Yeah.
think he's literally just snapped.
Yeah. And it was great too because they've been showing the parallels of them both doing good. And it summed up perfectly, spoiler alert, at the end of episode 6, where they both finally just snapped.
Yep.
And now, they've been toying with it. He's been playing with the horn from his costume at all times. But you get to see the Daredevil outfit at the end, and he's back. It seems like he's back in. Kingpin's
He's
back
so back.
in, so
I
it
mean,
it's great.
just the premise too is that this villain Muse uses blood of his victims to paint these
My
fucking
yeah,
murals
yeah.
or murals. That might be the most sinister thing that I think they have ever done in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, my jaw dropped when that was announced because funny scene when
The
the guy
sanitation guy.
sanitation
Yep.
guy is just talking, rambling on like most New Yorkers do, like ourselves, and he finally gets to the point. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's blood. The paint is blood, human blood," and I was like, "Oh my
And
God."
the craziest thing to me about that whole thing was that the episode before, he was also the guy who comes into the office. He was also one of the guys who got literally held in the bank as a
He
hostage
did.
during a bank robbery.
Yes. And I feel bad for that guy because he's a Rangers, Mets, and Jets fan. That stunk. That stunk,
I
poor
think
guy.
I've never like fist pumped harder than hearing
Dude, when he
something like
walks
that.
in at first at the beginning of the episode and he's like, oh, Rangers just beat the Islanders, man. Pop Van sucks. I was like, this guy's a legend.
This
And
guy's a
the
legend.
Rangers are actually pretty good in that Marvel universe right there. So I'll take it. I'll take
I'll
it.
take it. I'll take it. Yeah, dude, it was awesome. And then but I just thought it was crazy. He's like, you just got held at gunpoint as a hostage. You don't call out of work the next day. You just go back to work.
That's a fair point. That's a New Yorker right there, man. New York strong,
That
baby.
is just MCU New Yorker right there. It's just like literally about to die. Don't take a sick day. I'm back on the grind.
Yeah, and I think the best part too, and the final thought I'll kind of have too, is what they finally do is it doesn't have to be this big elaborate thing, but if you're both in New York, it makes sense. He connects with, Kamala's dad as his
Yes, I really
banker,
liked that.
which I thought was really cool because now it's like other superheroes exist. Whether
Yep.
he actually knows Miss Marvel, who Miss Marvel is or not, who knows? But he was, kind of saying the dad was like, "Hey, yeah, my daughter's Miss Marvel. Got the Funko Pop, so Funko Pops exist too." It's like,
Yo,
I thought of you immediately when I heard the Funko Pops. I was like, "Dude, he's got a Miss Marvel Funko Pop, and it's pretty awesome."
I have one somewhere. Don't know
Do
where it is at the moment.
you?
But I have a Miss Marvel Funko Pop. And I was like, I have that Funko Pop. I was like, I have that. I was like, it's not glittered out, but I have that Funko Pop.
Yeah, no, I thought that was so cool. And like, just being able to show like you're both in the same city or near the same city, it's like that's a great crossover that can set up for future things. So it's been going great. Every episode's been awesome. Got to see the Punisher in season episode 5, I believe, if not 4. We saw him.
Yeah, we saw him in episode 4,
Yeah.
and I think he's gonna come back the last 3 episodes that we have, and he's just gonna tear shit
I
up.
know. I can't believe there's only 3 episodes left. And it's so funny too when his girlfriend slash therapist is saying she wants to interview Frank Castle or Daredevil. It's like, you want to interview Frank Castle? Are you
And
crazy?
I love how he literally like laughed and just
Yeah.
smiled.
Yeah. It's like Daredevil, like vigilantes, all for what are you going to do? But it's like Frank Castle's a different kind of vigilante.
No, exactly. Like he's literally like no holds bars. He's like psychotic. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna do whatever it takes.
Absolutely. I
And
know.
he's not gonna sugarcoat the interview, which I guess is what Heather kind of wants. She's
Fair.
just like, and also I gotta applaud my boy Matthew Murdock. Like, how does he just flirt with every girl in the game, man? Even like the episode prior when he's like trying to get the guy out of jail,
Yes.
and like goes to like the sentencing hearing or whatever, and he's just flirting with the DEA.
Oh my God, he's just a smooth talker. Not even with just like
True
girl.
talker.
Yeah, the DEA, he smooth talks her and he's like flirting. But even without that, like he walks into the bank to try and save the hostages. Like
Yeah,
there's people pointing guns at his head, and he's like, he knows what to say. I know he can kind of hear their heartbeat to know that the situation's gonna be kind of chill. But it's like he knows just what to say, what to do at all points in time. Like it's nuts. He is just so
he's the
great. I
man.
hope he is in Doomsday somehow.
He better be. I did have one like thing about him though, is that like you have him in Doomsday. Like, yes, I love his power set. He can hear people, he's got radar, he can hear the heartbeat,
Mhm.
yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, he just throws hands. He just throws
That's
hands.
fair. He is just like a street level kind of fighter.
How is he going up against like aliens? Like if he was in like Endgame, like how is he going
Yeah.
up against aliens? But then I make the counter that like Black Widow and like Hawkeye, they are just like men.
Yeah.
They're just regular humans. They fought aliens too. But they also liked guns. They used guns, they used
Yeah.
arrows,
True.
they used technology to like better themselves to fight against these aliens, right?
True. True.
Daredevil, like, I'm sorry, bro, you ain't punching an alien to death. And
No.
somehow you almost end up getting your ass kicked every single time.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you can only take so many hits from like mortal people. You take it from an intergalactic alien, you're probably not coming out of that fight.
But I want him in Doomsday. They got to give
Yeah.
him like a vibranium suit like they did to
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie,
Hmm.
like, and just like make him just elite. Like, I don't care.
No, I
Give him
agree.
like, give him adamantium, freaking
Yeah.
million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could. I think it's great. I mean, I watched both episodes of Daredevil today that just came out. obviously I tuned in back and forth, but I've been on Twitter all day with the Doomsday news, and I'm just excited, like we've been saying for a while about Marvel. Hopefully they don't mess it up, but I'm just excited to see all the news and see where they go with it.
I'm excited to see the news. I'm excited to see how it ends up shaping up within the next year. I know we're
Hmm.
going to be talking about it a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
But what is right around the corner and is going to be at the focal point of my mind and a lot of people's minds is opening day baseball, baby.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Opening day weekend starts as this drops. Thursday night will be the first set of games.
Yep.
But Friday, when this drops, we'll be in the thick of it.
Yep.
We're there. Tyler, just explain to me how excited you are.
I'm super excited. It was the weirdest thing. Obviously, I love baseball, but I think it was Monday or Tuesday where it finally clicked in. I haven't been watching a lot of spring training. I've been busy, but spring training I usually don't watch too much of because it's like, all right, whatever. Monday or Tuesday, I got super excited. I mean, I cannot wait for this season. I can't wait for the Mets, the Giants, just being able to turn on baseball. I am looking forward to it. Something about spring training, just April, finally, the next 6 months, the team might raise your blood pressure. But I am just so excited to be able to sit back and enjoy some games coming up. And it's looking like it should be a good season.
Dude, yeah, I'm super stoked. I can absolutely not wait. Um, the Mets looking great. I don't know if you saw the Sports Illustrated cover,
Yes,
but that shit got me
studs,
hyped.
studs, man.
Like honestly, I think that's one of the best, better like MLB like previews that I've seen in a while. Just like so simple,
Yeah,
so elegant. They hit
yeah.
it right on the spot. All the players I wanted to see in one photo.
Hmm.
I know I'm biased, Mets fan here. Sorry, it
Yeah.
wasn't your Giants, Tyler, but
Maybe
it was
maybe the
great.
maybe the Giants of the 2010s could have pulled that off, but
Maybe,
not
maybe.
today's Giants. I mean, and it's funny too because I'm supporting both teams today. The Giants City Connect jerseys got leaked today. I hope the leak is false because they are so
Oh
ugly.
no!
They are very ugly. If you got,
Oh
I'll show
no!
you a picture of them right now. Um, but guys, look them up if they are a leak. God, they are gross. Um,
Oh, don't
Oh,
do
the
it,
post has
Tyler.
been deleted. Oh, maybe
Oh.
that's a good sign. I'll show you what it looks like without clicking on it. It's like purple,
Oh,
black, and orange. I just don't love it. I don't know. I
I
thought it
don't
could have been
hate
cooler.
that.
I thought it could have been cooler. But anyway, the point is the Mets unveiled a lot of cool jerseys. Their blue ones are growing on me. Their
I really
road
like the blue
grays
ones.
are nice.
Yep.
And they still have their classics and everything. So just give me the baseball. I mean, like you said, as this drops, opening day was yesterday. A lot of afternoon baseball. I will be working from home. I will not be working from home. I actually have an event to go to. Just
Oh,
realized
that
that
blows.
at the start of every game, I have a 3:30 event to go to. Wow.
That
Wow. So I'll
sucks.
be catching the tail end of all the games of
All
opening
right.
day.
All
But
right.
Friday, I'll be catching most of the games. God, that stinks.
You
But
know what
I'm
you should
still super
do? You
excited.
should put an opening day parlay in,
We could put an opening day parlay and let's
and
just
it'll
do
post
no.
it.
We'll do no runs first inning for every single game. For
That
all,
would be
I
electric if it
think
all
everyone
hit.
plays and everyone, and if it all hit, hooey.
Then we'd be fucked. We'd be fucked. I'm
Yeah,
quit. I'm quitting my job.
I'm quitting my job and there will be no event to attend. I like that. So be on the lookout, or obviously it already passed, but maybe we'll put one together.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I
We'll
like
put one
that.
up. We'll put one together for Friday or whatever it drops.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
we'll figure it out. But besides opening day, like me and Carl have done for the last couple of years, is we are going to predict all the award winners for this season are way too early award predictions for this season, and we're going to do MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, and the World Series winner. Who's going to beat who? If you remember last year, me and Carl had the opposites for the World Series. I had Dodgers over Orioles. He had Orioles over Dodgers. We also had a lot of overlap with a lot of our picks. We might do it again this year, but let's see. Carl, how about you start off? Let's start off with comeback play of the year, and we'll get more to the exciting ones. So, how about you give us your two comeback play of the years?
All right. I got two and near players in my heart for comeback player of the year. My NL comeback player of the year is Kodai Senga as a
Oh,
comeback player of the
smart.
year.
Yeah.
Mets guy. He was out most of last year. I think he's gonna stay healthy, have a good
Hmm.
year. Um, maybe put up close to Cy Young numbers. I don't want to put that much pressure on him, but
Mhm.
if he could just, stay in the top like 8 in like Cy Young like running, like that would be awesome. We
Yep.
need an ace. We have a lot of injuries in on our staff right now.
Mhm.
So he got to come out the gate like really kind of guns blazing, and I think he's gonna do it. And then finally AL, my favorite player of my lifetime, Mike Trout. I think he is going to pop back in a big way.
Yeah.
He's got literally nobody else thinking
Mhm.
he can do it. But I think he's gonna have a fantastic year because he's literally the best baseball player that I've personally ever seen play.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
how about you, Tyler?
Yeah, those are two good picks. For the NL Comeback Player of the Year, I also had a pitcher who was out a lot last year, but it's Spencer Strider from the Braves.
Oh, that's a really good pick.
He went from my last year Cy Young pick to a Comeback Player of the Year because he got Tommy John like in the first month of the season. He looked good in spring training. If he stays healthy throughout, he will be my Comeback Player of the Year. And for the AL, I couldn't pick one because I'm really rooting for both of these guys to have great years. One of them, like you said, is Mike Trout. I
Nice.
really think a lot of people are doubting him and have forgotten about him. He seems extra motivated this year to literally be a comeback play of the year. And I think he's going to do great and hopefully put up MVP numbers again. And this other one is also near and dear to our hearts and someone else who can't stay healthy. And I'm going Jacob DeGrom from the Rangers. I hope he can stay healthy all year and be the Cy Young. Because when he pitches, he's still a Cy Young. But the only problem is he can only stay healthy for about 5, 6 games a year.
That was my pick. That was
Mm.
my other pick besides Mike Trout. So
Yeah,
I like both your AL picks.
good. I couldn't decide. I maybe they get Ko, maybe they don't. I just really want both those guys to do good.
Well, the reason why I didn't pick him is because I think he might get traded at the deadline if the Rangers are trash,
Fair,
and I'm hoping it's the Mets.
fair. All right, that's a good reason, and I hope you're right. So
That'd be electric.
it would be. So
Bring him
let's go over to the coach of the year for ALNL. Carl, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that Carlos Mendoza finally gets it. I think he got it stolen from him last year. I think he deserved it. He literally took that team that was supposed to be garbage and he made us get all the way to the NLCS
Yep.
and almost beating the Dodgers. We were a couple of games away.
Hmm.
And then for the AL, I got a wild one out there. I think it's going to be Alex Cora of the Boston Red Sox.
Wow. Okay.
I think the Red Sox have a sneaky good team lineup. They got some really solid pitching guys out
Hmm.
there. They made up a trade or two. So I think they might be a sneaky team in the AL East. So I could see him doing pretty well.
Yeah, no, I actually agree, and you kind of read my mind a little bit with the AL pick because I have Alex Cora as well for the
No
AL
way. That's
because
crazy.
I think they had a great offseason adding Bregman, adding Croquet, if that's how you say it, from the White Sox,
Yep.
Crochet.
Yep.
They have the pitching, they have hitting. I think they're going to be a great team, and I think that guy's going to kind of lead them back. And then another guy I have for the NL might be a dark horse, but also not because only it's his first year with this team. But I think it's going to be Terry Francona with the Reds coming out of retirement, if you will.
Wow.
He just wasn't employed, but
Yep.
and going to the Reds, he's going to be able to help that young team kind of get to the next level, maybe even lead them into a nice little wild card spot. I mean, this guy everywhere he goes at least gets his team
Just
to have some
wins.
sort of success. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
won this award before, but I think he's going to get another one this year if he
That's a
has.
good pick. That's a
And
really good
I'm
pick.
going Terry Francona.
It's a great pick. Next up, Tyler, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
We got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, rookie of the year is always pretty hard because don't know who's going to make their team out of camp or whatnot. But for the NL, I'm going to go with Roki Sasaki, who is a rookie for the
Oh.
Dodgers.
Ah.
It stinks. I hope it's not true. I hope he has a 10 ERA by the end of the year and gets demoted. But Sasaki looks good. I think he's going to get that NL Rookie of the Year. And for the AL, another guy who seems like he's been a rookie for 10 years, but still is Jason Dominguez with the Yankees. Obviously,
Wow.
I think
Yes. That's
when
a
he
good
was up two
pick.
years ago, he looked great. Then he was hurt for pretty much all year last year. I don't know why he never came back up because he was really good. But besides his fielding concerns, I mean, this guy has a lot of pop. They call him his nickname is the Martian for a reason. I mean,
A
he's kind of a
Martian,
freak.
baby.
Um, and I think he gets the AL Rookie of the Year. What about you?
Yeah, man. A really good two picks. My NL pick is going to be Dylan Cruz of
Okay,
the Washington Nationals. I got to see him play a little bit when I went to a game last summer, and he showed a lot of good potential.
sure.
I think he's going to play really well. He didn't get a lot of games in the last half of the season. And then a pitcher I'm going for the AL is going to be out of the Detroit Tigers, Jackson.
Nice.
I don't know if I said his last name right,
My
but he's got a lot of potential. And he's looked really solid in spring training so
mhm.
far. So I'm excited to see him have a full season ahead of him.
Yeah, and I think last year you picked Holiday and Skeens, and they both started off in the minors. I believe Joe made the team, so I
I
think
did
you have a head up, and both those guys will be there to start the
better than
season.
last time. Better than last time.
Exactly, exactly. So next we got the Cy Young Award winners. Carl, who you got?
This one I kind of went back and forth on for the AL. I
Mm,
wasn't really too sure. But I think I'm gonna take the Kansas City guy and I'm gonna go with Cole Reagans.
okay.
Uh, I think he had a really solid year last year, and I think he might turn it around again and just even show that he's a better thrower this year, and he might
Hmm.
be sneaky.
Yeah.
And then for my NL pick, I'm gonna stick with who I had last year for Rookie of the Year, and I'm gonna go Paul Skeens because I think he was this close to winning it last year,
Mhm.
and he's just a full season away from winning it this year. So
Yeah, no, yeah. My only concern with him is I'm a big believer in the sophomore slump. I like him. I hope he is able to
yeah,
replicate what he has last year because he was dominant, and that's also why I picked him to win NL Cy Young for my year. I think he was just unmatched, and if he even had just a month longer, I think he would have won the Cy Young
exactly.
award because that's how dominant he was. And for the AL, I kind of had a different idea as well. I was back and forth, but I decided I had Logan Gilbert from the Seattle Mariners.
Yes, I was
Lo-
thinking about him as well.
that's a loaded rotation. You could honestly pick any of those five guys to maybe even win it, or at least be in the top three. That's how good they are.
Yeah,
But I decided him. He had a great year last year. He's pretty durable, knock on wood, and that's my Cy Young picks.
dude, that's awesome, man. I think either way you go with the Cy Young, it's just
Mhm.
so in the air. It's gonna be tough,
Yeah.
Somebody gets injured, somebody doesn't. There's always a dark horse too that comes into this
Oh
race.
yeah.
So I'm very excited to see if our picks turn out for the Cy Young. That's always like the hardest one for me to
Mhm.
pick.
Yeah, between injuries and rough spots, you really have to
Yeah,
be flawless, especially that second half of the season.
100%. Because you could have a really strong gate and then you could fall off so hard in the
Hmm.
second half.
Absolutely. And then the last two we got here, MVPs, AL and NL.
Yeah, you go first, and I'll go after you.
Okay, sounds good. I'm pretty boring, and I am picking the NL MVP as Shohei Ohtani. I just think you can't. That guy is just so good, and he's going to be able to pitch this year.
I
That's
know.
that's
Just
why he kind of stole MVPs in the AL is because he was a similar hitter to everyone else, but adding the pitching aspect, I mean, being so dominant as a two-way force,
and
kind
he
of
was so dominant last year when he just focused on hitting.
exactly. So I think he wins it again, and in the AL, I don't think there's another better player competition than Aaron Judge. And both those guys, I
Yeah.
believe, were both unanimous last year. They both definitely won MVPs in their respective leagues. I think they repeat again. I just don't think there's anyone better, really, than those two, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you.
I
I
hope you
think
do.
Harper's gonna win for the NL.
Oh, Harper, welcome
I
back.
think I think he's just due for a sneaky good year. He's
Hmm.
always like really good year one year, and then he's like good but not like MVP potential. I think this is the year the Phillies have a really solid year.
Hmm.
And I think he's going to be the catalyst of that. And then I think Bobby Wood Jr. is going to
Okay.
win AL because I think you could have made an argument that he played better overall than Aaron Judge last year. He had
Hmm.
better like stats and overall categories, but Aaron Judge is an absolute beast.
Obviously.
Um, But again, Judge is an animal. I could see him winning this award, but I would like to see Bobby Witt win. He's literally the all-around like prototype player you want. He plays amazing defense.
Yeah.
He's so good at the plate,
Hmm.
hitting for power and average, and then he steals bags. Like there's nothing more that you want out of a five-tool player,
Hmm.
and he's just got it all.
Yeah. I think that's great. And honestly, I thought you were going to pick Soto Lindor for the NL. I'm kind of shocked you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't because I don't want to speak it into I want to
That's
speak it
fine.
into existence, but I don't want to jinx them.
Fair.
But
That's
I could easily see not Soto winning, but I could see Lindor after the great season he just had,
yeah.
and now having a guy like Soto hitting behind him. That's a big reason why
Yeah.
Judge was unanimous last year.
Fair.
So
It will
it's
be
going
exciting.
to
And the Mets have never had an MVP in their franchise history. Just saying.
wow. Yeah,
So
they haven't.
maybe.
Hey, let's go Mets, baby. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets always.
This is
And
a Soto jersey I'm wearing right here.
that's
Just so
right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Bring him some good luck. Bring him some good
Hell
luck.
yeah. Hell yeah.
And of course, last but not least, who do you think is beating who in the World Series?
Well, all of you know, I am wearing my Mets jersey,
Here we go.
and I am going to take my New York Mets over the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, wow. That would be
I
exciting.
told you I had a wild card AL team earlier.
Yes.
I think the Detroit Tigers are a sneaky good team. They were really, really close last year. They were not supposed to be in the playoffs, and they ended up making a pretty deep run last year.
Hmm.
So I can see them making it full circle this year and getting there, and I could see our boys, the Metsies, just tearing them down.
I would love it. I would love nothing more for sure. If it ain't the Giants, I'd love it to be the Mets or vice versa. So yeah, and my predictions, I tried to jinx this team last year. Clearly did not work. But I'm gonna try and do it again. And unfortunately, I think the Dodgers will go back to back and they'll beat another AL sleeper team in the Boston Red Sox. I think the Dodgers will beat the Red Sox in the World
The
Series.
Red Sox are a really good pick.
Yeah, and I just think I love the Mets. I know they added Soto and some talent. That Dodger team is just annoyingly good from
I don't
top to
care.
bottom.
I don't care.
I
I
don't
don't
want to
care.
care. I hate them. I don't want to care either, but they consume my life. And I want them to lose really badly. I'd rather the Red Sox win this one. I'd rather any other team but the Dodgers win this one. But I would like to also be correct. I think the Dodgers beat the Red Sox in the World Series. Probably a very hated matchup from both people.
100% frick your predictions,
Yeah.
and let's go Mets.
And let's go, Mets. Yeah. Hey, I hope some of these are wrong. I hope some of these are very right. So we'll just have
I'm
to wait and
hoping
see.
I'm hoping literally everyone you said is right, besides that last one.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Hey, I hope so. But yeah, I'm just super excited. I can't believe I have something to do. But guys, again, thank you so much listening to this episode. We know it's been a couple weeks and this was quite some time. So thank you if you're still here listening at the end. We hope you enjoyed opening day. We hope you enjoyed Carl's stories. I'm sure it's not the last you'll be hearing about them.
Nope.
Uh,
Definitely.
and thank you guys for continuing to support.
I'm gonna be like that grandpa who's like, when I went to Europe,
Yep, exactly. On episode 10,000, for sure.
episode 10,000.
For
You're
sure.
like, back in my day. All right, thank you all. Subscribe, like, and appreciate all our foreign listeners. Now we got some in Malta, so
Exactly.
appreciate it.
Appreciate everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Peace.